about all the trucking companies that go under, or the restaurants that never open, or the factories that ship fewer goods because it's too expensive to get them to market? There must be an extra cost to that. He denied it. Well, now we found out through data his government was forced to release last week that the cost is $25 billion a year.
In the statement, it says the billionaires will not pay more. So can we have more details about that? How and why did you say that? What does that mean when you say the billionaires will not pay more?
In fact, there's been $460 billion more of Canadian money invested in America in the last 9 years than there has been American money coming back.
Right. So, Mr. Poilievre, before we end it up, if you were the Prime Minister today, in regards to the tax reforms, what would your priorities be in the first 2 or 3 months? So, hey friends, this is Harjinder Gill, and today we have the Honorable Pierre Poilievre, leader of Canada's Common Sense Conservative Party and the official opposition with us. Mr. Poilievre, welcome to Harjinder Gill Show.
Good to be with you, Harjinder.
How are you, buddy?
Excellent. Great to be with you, and thank you very much for including me on the show today, my friend.
So, Mr. Poilievre, today's quick call would be regarding your recent statement regarding Canada's Environment Minister, Stephen Guilbeault. You are looking for his resign. May I know what is the main reason behind that?
Yes, he lied and he hid the truth. So here's the background. I believe there was a carbon tax cover-up for many years, that they weren't telling the truth about the real cost of this tax. Mm-hmm. And he denied it. He said, there's no extra cost. Don't be silly. You pay it at the pump, and you pay it on your heat, and that's the only cost you pay. Well, I thought, that doesn't make sense. What about all the trucking companies that go under, or the restaurants that never open, or the factories that ship fewer goods because it's too expensive to get them to market? There must be an extra cost to that. He denied it. Well, now we found out through data his government was forced to release last week that the cost is $25 billion a year.
Right.
In lost wages and extra consumer prices this year alone, and it will be up to $30 billion a year within a half decade.
And that's
works out.
And that's for the carbon tax only?
That's the extra cost. That's above and beyond the cost you pay at the pump or on your heating bill. It's the economic cost, the secondary economic cost that the tax puts on our overall population. Works out to almost $2,000 of costs per family that this minister has been covering up. So I said to him, you can't be trusted, and you're not worth the cost. You should be fired and resign.
Right. And how about, because I was reading in the statement, there are some other points regarding the grocery and some other household expenses for the Canadians. What's your take on that?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. If you tax the farmer who grows the food and the trucker who ships the food, mm-hmm. you tax all who buy the food. So now Canadians are paying higher grocery prices. That's why after 9 years of Trudeau, there are 2 million people at a food bank every month. That in Toronto, 1 in 10 people are now going to a food bank. 1 in 5 Canadians are skipping meals because they can't afford the cost of food. And he's taxing the farmers. So I want to axe the carbon tax to lower farm produce prices and bring home nutritious, affordable food for our people.
Right. And when it says the job-killing taxes, so can we have more details about why are you saying that a job-killing tax?
So I was at Swish LA today, mm-hmm. and the owner said he's spending $700 alone on carbon tax. Just one restaurant every month, $700 a month.
Right.
So that works out to about $8,400 a year in just carbon taxes for his small restaurant. Mm-hmm. Well, that might make the difference between him hiring a student to work part-time and not. I was speaking to some Punjabi truck drivers in Milton as I door knocked today.
Right.
They're spending tens of thousands of dollars on carbon tax. A mushroom farmer in South Ottawa, 𝐒𝐞𝐬𝐢 Village, they're spending about $15,000 a month on carbon tax. So you ask yourself, the farmer, the restaurant owner, the trucking company are all going to hire fewer people because they have less money left over. So it's a job-killing tax.
Right. And Mr. Poilievre, how it's going to affect the healthcare?
Oh, you're now talking as well about the capital gains tax hike. That's another tax. So basically, doctors save for their retirement inside a personal company, and they invest their savings in different assets that go up in value over time, and they pay capital gains tax. Well, Trudeau is hiking, is now taxing 66%.
So this is different than the carbon tax. I thought that's related with the same carbon tax.
Well, the carbon tax will cost more to healthcare because you have to heat those big hospitals,
right? And
you need energy to power you need fuel to power the paramedic ambulances, and so obviously our healthcare system will face strain. But the bigger risk right now is the capital gains tax hike that's going to force doctors to leave to the United States. So you could lose your doctor or wait longer for a surgery.
Right. And last but not least, for this quick call, in the statement it says the billionaires will not pay more. So can we have more details about that? How and why did you say that? What does that mean when you say the billionaires will not pay more?
Because they'll just move their money out of Canada. It's very easy for a billionaire to leave the country. They get on a private jet, they transfer their account to a foreign account.
Okay.
They pay a one-time exit tax, but then they're gone. And then they just invest their money in factories and restaurants and mines and other job-creating assets abroad, creating opportunity for other people. So they will leave. They're already going. There's billions of dollars leaving our country. In fact, there's been $460 billion more of Canadian money invested in America in the last 9 years than there has been American money coming back. And so our money, almost $500 billion of our money has been pouring out of the country into the U.S. to invest in their businesses, creating jobs for their workers. Higher taxes never really hurt the very rich. They will just leave and take their money with them. Who will pay? The corner store, the trucking company, the home builder, the small guy will end up paying the bill, just like always.
Right. So, Mr. Poilievre, before we end it up, if you were the Prime Minister today, in regards to the tax reforms, what would your priorities be in the first 2 or 3 months?
I will, within 60 days, I will name a tax reform task force to design a bring-it-home tax cut based on 3 principles: lower, fairer, and simpler. Lower tax on investment, work, and making stuff so that we bring home powerful paychecks and production. Simpler, so that we by cutting 20% of the paperwork costs of the tax system. And fairer, lowering the burden on working poor and low-income people and paying for that by cutting taxpayer-funded corporate welfare and cracking down on offshore tax havens. Lower, simpler, fairer.
Okay. So that's great. I think that would be our taglines for today's interview: lower, simpler, and fairer. Thank you so much, Mr.
Bring it home.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bring it home.